Alright guys, we're just going to do a quick overview over all the mods and a quick showcase and show you what they all do and how they're like. And guys, just like I showed you in the mod menu overview, to open the mod menu, L2 plus options and LT plus one of the buttons on the right side here for Xbox. You can see the mod menu opened. The first mod you're going to see is button layout. I have it on default because I use custom binds in game. Stick layout, I have it on default as well. Auto tracking AI. So guys, let me start off by saying when you turn this on, right now it's off, right? Let me just quickly go to the auto tracking power before I turn it on. Auto tracking power, you have 5 levels, all right? The 5th level is going to what auto tracking does is it makes your legs shake so your aim assist never turns off, all right? Basically, this is super OP because your aim assist is never going to turn off when you're ADSing, which basically makes it so that when you're not touching the left stick, it's still going to be tracking. On COD, if you're not touching the left stick and ADSing, it's not going to track. So this is really overpowered. So I put this to 1 because I think 1 is the most optimal for me and the most optimized. But if you guys can handle 5, bro, then go ahead and use 5 because I'm telling you, it gets crazy. But I like 1, you know? So I'm gonna keep it on 1 and turn it on and show you. So when you turn this on, you can see as soon as I ADS, you see that little shake on my screen. I'll even turn it up to 5. Let me put it to 5 and show you how much the shake gets. You see? Like I said, guys, if you can handle more shake, the better. All right. If you guys can handle more shake, the better. Let's try 3. All right. 3. This is 3. The more shake you can handle, the better because the stronger the aim assist you're going to get. But you can see 1 is perfect for me. 1 is literally perfect. So I'm going to keep it on 1. Obviously, I recommend you guys testing it out from 1 to 5. See what you guys can handle. Maybe play 1 game with 1, 1 game with 2, 1 game with 3, and just test them out. All right. The next one is aim AI plus. Okay, so guys, when you turn this on, what aim AI plus does is it basically puts a circle on your screen. I'm just giving you an example. It puts an invisible circle on your screen that keeps moving in circles. All right, and that's where this mod aim AI plus size comes in clutch, because aim AI plus size, that's how big the circle is going to be. So when you enable this circle by turning on aim AI plus, you're enabling the circle, which means the aim AI plus size is how big you want the circle to be. So for example, I use 6 because 6 is the most optimal for me. If you guys want to copy that, go ahead. I use 6. And then you have aim AI plus speed. So the speed is how fast you want the circle to move in circles. All right. So for example, let me show you. So let me put the speed to 23. And then let me put the size to 26 and then turn it on. Let me show you the circle. Look, you see the circle? It's it's moving in circles really fast. I don't know if you guys can see it, but look, when I move around like this, you can see it move in circles, right? Look at the circles. Me personally, let me show you why I like 6. All right. So when you go down 6 and 3, and then I have this, you see how optimal it is? You can see the circle shaking and stuff, but it's so optimal. And I'm having really sticky aim assist without it bothering me in game. But obviously, guys, like I said again, the more you can handle, the better. But obviously, you guys also want it optimal, because if you're just playing with unstable aim assist strength, you're going to be missing more than you're actually hitting shots. So that's the aim AI plus. It just enables a circle on your screen, which is going to give you aim assist, and then the size is going to determine how big that circle is, and the speed determines how fast the circle moves. All right. The next one is hip fire assist. So hip fire assist is the same as aim AI plus, but just for hip fire. So when you turn this on, it basically enables a circle in the hip fire, and the size is how big you want the circle to be, and the speed is how fast the circle moves on your hip fire. So look, when I'm not ADSing, you can see the circle. Obviously, it's not that much, but you can see the circle when I'm moving slowly to the right. You can see the circle. Right? It's not really noticeable, and that's how I like it. You know, I love when my shit's not noticeable because it doesn't bother me, and I'm getting really sticky aim assist. Again, guys, for aim AI plus size, I use 6. Aim AI plus speed, I use 3. Hip fire assist size, I use 6. Hip fire assist speed, I use 3. So both my aim AI plus speed and hip fire assist speed is the same, and my aim AI plus size and my hip fire assist size is the same. Then you have vertical AR. So what vertical AR is, that's the anti-recoil. All right, we don't have an anti-recoil on or off. If you don't want anti-recoil on, just put the value to 0 and it won't be on. All right, and we also have horizontal AR. So for example, for horizontal AR, if you set this to the negatives, for example minus 33, it's going to move down left. It's going to move to the down left of your screen. If you put it in the positives, it's going to move to the bottom right of your screen. All right, so you guys determine how you guys like your recoil. I keep it on 0. All I need is the vertical anti-recoil. I use 24 for the vertical anti-recoil. For me, 24 works perfect for the Dravec. But obviously, guys, you guys need to test, because obviously you guys might not be using the Dravec. So, of course. And the thing with my recoil, guys, I like when it still goes up a little bit. Look. you see the way it goes up a little bit, but it still like gets controlled. It goes up a little bit, but I like it like that because I like to personally drag it down myself a little bit. All right. I just want a little bit of assistance, but I don't want it to do the whole thing for me because I like to drag it down myself a little bit so I can get the actual like headshot and stuff like that. You want to, you know? So me personally, I like 24. If you guys want the perfect value, I probably recommend 26, 28 for Javek, but you guys test it out there. Auto breath. When you're ADSing with a sniper, it's just going to hold your breath. So basically, your screen is going to shake and stuff like that with the sniper. Rapid fire, if you turn that on and you pull out your pistol, you can see I'm not spamming my R2, for example. Let me show you again. You can see it's just instantly rapid firing, right? So for the rapid fire value, the lower it is, the faster. So I have it on 10. That's the fastest. Actually, no, it's not. You can go down to 1. But the higher, the slower. All right, so letting you guys know that now. I'm going to turn rapid fire off. Auto ping. So for auto ping, guys, you just shoot once. So for example, when you shoot, it's going to ping. So for example, if you see an enemy right here, you shoot him, it's going to ping him, and then you can see him like through walls and stuff like that until the ping disappears. All right, it's really OP. Auto ping is really OP, guys. I do recommend using this. I'm definitely going to keep that on, but not for this tutorial. I'm going to turn it off so it doesn't bother me. Bunny hop. So what bunny hop does, guys, is every time you shoot, it's just going to make you spam jump. Every time you shoot, it's just going to make you spam jump. It's pretty basic and simple to understand that. Slide cancel. So for slide cancel, it just makes you instantly stop the slide. So you instantly stop and you're faster than everyone else. It stops you at the perfect time. So you're always going to have the fastest movement on your team. Whoops. I'm not the best COD player, guys. You guys can probably tell by my movement, but yeah. And then after slide cancel, we have YY spam. So if you combine YY spam with slide cancel, I'm not a claw player. I play non-claw, but for example, I'll play claw for this whole triangle, slide cancel. You can see how much faster my movement gets, right? And I know you sweats that play this game is gonna love this shit. So this, for example, is definitely gonna help you out in game. For sure, recommend having YY spam and slide cancel enabled because you're gonna run so much faster than your teammates and just have the fastest movement, especially for a guy that likes to do the montages, right? Then you have instant triggers. And if you play COD, bro, you know how OP instant triggers is, okay? So for example, if I have it off, I'll have to pull my stick down the full way for it to actually register. But if I have it on, pay attention. Look, you see that? Mind you, this is just a default PS5 controller. And look how far I'm pushing this down. You see that? I'm only pushing it down a little bit and it's shooting, all right? And you know how important instant triggers is in COD. People spend like $300 on a controller just to shoot first in the game before their enemies. So, and you guys are getting this with a script. So if you guys, I'm saving you guys $300, right? So for example, if you don't have instant triggers on, you're putting yourself at a huge disadvantage, all right? The next mod is controller overclock. So again, I'm using a default PS5 controller. This controller runs at like 10 milliseconds of input delay. When I turn controller overclock on, it's going to overclock my controller down to 0.5 milliseconds of input delay. It's super OP. And yes, guys, these two mods work on every single controller. So don't trip about it being like, oh my God, it's only for PlayStation. No, guys. It also works on Xbox. But I think the Xbox controller is just mad fugazi, so I don't use it. But I can already feel the input delay difference, you know? Just moving around, looking around, like the input delay difference is insane. And you guys will instantly notice the difference as soon as you enable it. I promise you guys this. And for the last mod, we have OLED color. So you have green, you have white, purple, blue, yellow, and then back to green. I personally like the color white or purple, right? I'm going to stick with white because white just looks super clean, super classic. And yeah, that's pretty much all the mods.